Wagwan my people, and welcome back to the channel, man. Today I have a big video for you guys because I'm going to document the journey and take you through the entire process of how to get a sample, give you some tips and tricks that I use and how I go about my process, but also show you how I'm going to go from the sample that I just received that we're gonna review in this video to actually doing a production run with this and making some peas with it. So that's the premise of this mini series within my channel that I'm doing. I'm always doing little series here and there so I can show you guys that you can actually build something from zero to wherever you wanna build it to. Now, the sample is the start of your clothing brand, potentially, or the start of a new collection, and is pretty much the most important thing for your brand, right? So we wanna make sure we get the sample right because it can save us a lot of time, a lot of money, and make us money much quicker. So let's talk about the tech pack first. This is pretty, I don't want to get too in detail like the tech packs and this is how you draw it, bro, so I draw my tech pack like this. That's not really necessary. Pretty much figure out however way you want of getting this design idea that you have in your head onto paper. When I say paper, I mean digital paper. So whether you're using Procreate, using Canva, whatever it is that you're doing, Photoshop, get an image of the design that you want to make and make it very, very, very simple. That's what I do, and keep the instructions on the tech pack detailed, but also simple. So just little simple arrow pointing right here. I want this embroidered, and then show them the design that you want, for example, embroidered, and then the size of it. I highly recommend you guys get a tape measure so you can actually measure everything and get the idea of it while, you know, in your own home. If you have a design or an embroidery on a piece that you already have, measure it out if you like the size of it and go with that exact size. So work with what you already have to make simple, clean, and detailed tech packs for your manufacturer, because there's a huge language barrier. So if you're sending them a tech pack that has too many details, they're gonna fuck it up. If you send them a tech pack without many details, a lot of the time they're not gonna come and ask you. They're just gonna do whatever comes to their mind when it comes to the design. If you don't tell them embroider this, they might just screen print it, or they might do direct to film, which I think is very poor quality. So make sure you detail the size of your designs and what kind of print or embroidery type you want for those particular designs. Where do you find a manufacturer? There's already 100 videos on this on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. I'm not gonna go into too much detail with this. You go to Alibaba. I know a lot of people try to act like, no, but where is there another website besides Alibaba? No, there isn't. Alibaba is a simple website that everyone uses, that everyone finds their manufacturers on, at least to start out. Maybe in the future, you know, when you're making bad peas, you can go to China and visit different factories and go to different conventions. But for now, start on Alibaba, look through manufacturers, reviews, and how long they've been on the platform. That simple. Actually read the reviews, because if you're reading them and the spelling is all messed up, the way their grammar is all messed up, they're probably fake reviews. Make sure the reviews make sense, they're legible, and sometimes they have review images as well. Check those out, and that'll give you a proper idea if this is a good manufacturer or this is someone who's just trying to scam. Now you want to find anywhere from 3 to 5 manufacturers with great reviews and reach out to every single one of them. Get quotes, sample lead times, how much a sample is going to cost. Is it going to take them 2 weeks or is it going to take them 1 month? You also want to ask them what their MOQ is. So if the sample is smooth, you want to go into production. You don't want to have an MOQ of 100 if you're just starting out. So you want to look for something a bit lower, 20, 30, the minimum, really. You really want to start with the minimum order quantity for your first bulk order. And sometimes they'll answer this, sometimes they won't. Ask them how much it will cost per piece to actually make that MOQ, including DDP, delivery duties paid. Nowadays, because of that little idiot Trump, we really have to think about tariffs, and they're adding so much cost and shipping. So previously we never had to think of that. If you're in the US, now you have to think about it. So make sure you know your de minimis for your country. I don't know what it is for the UK or for Europe. The US used to be 800, but de minimis is gone. So everything is going to require you to pay tariffs, and you can do them DDP, where you pay them ahead to your manufacturer and then they remit the money, or you can do it, I think the other terms is DAP. So that's when it comes in, you didn't pay the tariffs, and then once it arrives, before delivering it to you, UPS, DHL, FedEx, whoever it may be, is gonna ask you, run SRPs. Honestly, I don't like to make my videos like step 1, step 2 and going into all day. I just like to talk about my actual experience. So let's fucking get into this. I got my sample recently. It just landed a few days ago. By the time you're watching this video, if there's anyone out there who's like, oh, I'm just gonna copy what he's doing, it's too late, bro. I've already done everything. The order is in. I've done everything that I'm gonna tell you to do in this video. So don't be, you know, don't try to copy my shit. Try to be creative, do your own thing. But this is a sample right here. This is a PR Rugby Polo, Puerto Rico, 787 aquí. Tenemos el coquí. Me encanta este detalle right here, super dope. And this is based on the light blue OG Puerto Rico flag. So I really love how this came out. It's all embroidered, every single detail. This is like a 3D kind of embroidery. This is your basic flat embroidery right there in the center. The colors look great, they look vibrant. The construction is amazing. I'm almost like trying to sell you on this, but it's 100% cotton as well, and I can truly feel that when I touch the fabric. Now, once you get your sample, you want to review two things. You want to review the actual sample itself and its quality, and you also want to review the process of your experience with the manufacturer. Where they didn't reply to your messages quick enough? Did they delay and take twice as long to actually make the sample? These are all bad signs, because imagine they're trying to earn your business and they're not behaving correctly. Imagine once you actually give them a bulk order and you know they're gonna fuck it up. They're gonna take your money, they're gonna take a long time, all of that. So make sure everything worked out perfectly when it came to making the sample. And now once we actually review the piece itself, we want to make sure, does it have structural mistakes or does it have design mistakes? Now, structural mistakes are, does it have stains? Is the embroidery all over the place? Like you got strings everywhere. The embroidery doesn't feel good quality. It feels like after one wash, it can tear apart. If it's screen printed, is the printing very low quality? Like I said, I don't like direct to film. I feel like it peels off quickly. So check out the printing. Did they follow your instructions? You told them to, hey, add a stitched patch here. Did they just make it a printed design instead of actually stitching a patch, or did they do it correctly? And then you have your design mistakes, and this is probably your fault. One of them, for me, is the 787 right here. The 787 is a little bit too close to the sleeve. So we want to move this maybe like 2 centimeters in towards the collar, because you can see how sometimes when you wear it, it can fold. And I'll show you guys in one sec. Once I actually wear this, it can fold behind, and then it looks like 7A, and it's like, what is that? What does that mean? So those are some details. There's maybe you made a mistake yourself, and this is why we do samples. Por ejemplo, aquí, in the latitude and the longitude, I put 18.2 north and -66 west, but it's actually supposed to be just 66 west. So you'll get your sample and you'll start noticing these things, and that'll tell you if you have structural mistakes that the manufacturer made. Probably don't trust them with a bulk order, and if it's just things that are your fault, you can adjust them and then go with the first bulk order. Let me show you guys how this actually fits on. I used a piece that I already had, a nice long sleeve rugby polo that I had, measured it all out and sent them the size guide for a size medium, and honestly, they made it for me perfect. I'll take a step back right here. You can see where it lands, slightly below the waist, but it's not too baggy. Sleeves land nicely at my wrist, but again, once I stand, they're not draping over my hands or anything like that. So this is a unisex piece for the gal and for the mandem as well, so anyone can really wear this. Obviamente hace calor en Puerto Rico y hace calor aquí en Miami también. Yo vivo aquí en Miami, pero por alguna razón, I didn't think of that. I don't know why. I was like, I lived my whole life in the Northeast, and I was like, oh, it's gonna get colder, but no, it's actually gonna stay hot for the next few months. So a couple of comments mentioned that, like, you gotta do one short sleeve, it's too hot. I'm like, you know what, that is true, because I'm probably not gonna be able to go out in a long sleeve here, maybe a couple times in January or February if I'm traveling. So that was a comment that I got from customers, and that's the proper thing that you want to do. You want to get feedback. So once you get in your sample, you're banging out the content every single day on every single platform, multiple times a day. I posted about this piece on my personal TikTok, which doesn't have that many followers, literally like 200 and something. I'm getting feedback. Literally just posted the video like 2 hours ago, and I have a bunch of people commenting like, drop this, fire, and I'm just gathering feedback. And so far, the feedback has been overwhelmingly, yes, drop this. At least 100 people have either commented or DM'd like, you gotta drop this. So You got to remember though, you might see that and you're like, let me go do a big bulk order of 1,000 pieces. This is going to be my $1 million drop. No, that leads me to point number 2. So you want to gauge the interest. If you're making as much content as I'm telling you to make and not one person tells you, I really like that, you should drop it. Now you should be thinking, okay, this is maybe something I should keep in the vault. Or if you're a riskier individual and you really believe in yourself, maybe you should go drop 10 pieces of it. You say, I'll just drop 10 pieces, sell them to maybe friends and family. If no one wants to buy, I'll put at a discounted cost. If you really love that piece and you're just expressing your art at the end of the day and you really like it, go ahead, do that. But if you are more so thinking of like, I really want to run this the right business way and there's no interest after you post like 20, 30, 40, 50 pieces of content, then definitely don't do a bulk order. It doesn't have, none of that content has to go super mega viral where you get 1 million or 2 million views, but at least some interest from people. So like I said, I've posted a lot over these past few days. I've gotten a lot of interest and I'm gonna go ahead with the first drop. By the time you're watching this, it's already in with my manufacturer. They're already working on it. So we'll go, they told me the MOQ for this is 30. So I'm trying to see if I can actually break that into 15 short sleeve, 15 long sleeve. If not, maybe try to work it down to 20 long sleeve, 20 short sleeve, but I really don't want to start with 60 pieces. In all honesty, for your first drop at least, it is much better to sell out very quickly and be like, oh shit, I could have sold even more, than to do a really big drop. You don't sell out, you spent a lot of money on that drop, and now people are looking at like, damn, no one's really interested in that. Unfortunately, that's really how our psyche works. If we're looking and we're seeing there isn't a scarcity, especially with the first drop, people are probably gonna start to think, man, maybe it's not that cool, maybe it's not that nice. But if you're building up hype, hey guys, this is the sample, hey guys, it's dropping on this day, sign up for our mailing list, this and that, and you're doing that leading up to it, you drop it, a low quantity, it sells out, you're like, okay, people really love this piece, and then you can kind of take it from there based on your own business strategy. Some people, they love the continued scarcity forever. I'm not a huge fan of that, to be honest. I like to start out with a little scarcity, but then if I see the piece is doing good, I want a lot of people to have it. So I'll just progressively increase my bulk orders. So we'll start at 30, for example. That's actually what I did with my hero products, which are these jerseys. Empecé con 20 de Puerto Rico también, and they sold out in literally, I think like 2 to 3 days. They were gone, just like that. They were sold out. I did the second drop, double the quantity. So I think maybe 50 to 60 pieces, again, sold out super fast. Did another one, sold out super, and then I started doing 400, 500, maybe 1,000 pieces a month, and just kept it going like that, distributing it to affiliates, influencers, and getting people to create content for me. So honestly, guys, that's the process that I followed with these jerseys right here that I've sold thousands and thousands and thousands of for my brand. And that's what I'm doing with this new collection. I also have another piece, another sample that I'm working on. That one I won't show just because there is no reason to. It's not in production yet. I highly recommend you do a couple samples every few months. You don't need to drop these pieces, but you want to continuously be working on your craft and improving, just like artists, right? People, I'm talking about musical artists. People have songs in the vault. Bad Bunny debe tener más de 1000 temas in some disk or something, some hard drive that he's never dropped, but he's constantly working on it. Maybe he'll drop one every 2 years, one album every 2 years. So that's kind of how all artists work. And I highly recommend it because you're working on your craft, but you're not just mass producing bullshit. My brand is called Patria Studios. Actually, that reminded me, I probably want to add a custom neck tag on this with my brand, but I kept it pretty brandless. I didn't put my logo all over the place because a piece of feedback I got for the jerseys is there's a logo here, a stitched, I'll show you guys up close. Shout out to all my Haitians, man. This is one of my most popular jerseys. We got a stitched patch in the bottom left corner that has my logo. We have a logo on the front, and then there's the embroidered logo on the back as well. And I feel like that's a little bit of a logo overkill. So on this one, I might just put the logo on the neck tag, maybe just go logoless completely, just keep it nice, clean, and simple. So my brand is called Patria Studios. I will leave you the link down below in the description. Si tú eres de Puerto Rico, déjame saber en los comentarios. I do a lot of countries as well. So we got Haiti, Jamaica. I know the Notting Hill Carnival is coming up. So all my Caribbean people, them, big up yourselves. We got a lot of jerseys for you guys as well. And one thing I will leave you with, If you're watching someone talk about clothing brands and they tell you at the end of the video, guys, go sign up for my community or my course or this program or that program, and they don't tell you what their clothing brand is, and hey, guys, go Cobb, go make sure we're dropping this hit, and they're not promoting their clothing brand, that tells you they are a course seller. They don't actually have a clothing brand. Maybe they had it 10 years ago. Maybe they had a clothing brand that was based off of their name because they were famous, but they don't have a real brand. If someone is telling you, here's my brand, and I also have a course or a program, that's reasonable, and that's probably someone you should listen to. But for now, still no course or program. Might do a little community thing, but I'll let you guys know. And drop coming very, very soon. I hope you got value from this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.